Hey everyone, it's Scribe here. So yeah, this is Ace Academy Part 1. It's made by PixelFade, and I've actually owned most of their visual novels, except for the newest one. And I played this back in the day. I don't know if I did it on stream, but I did play it back in the day. And I think this is one of the first visual novels I actually played through. I don't know if I did it on stream, but yeah, it was enjoyable, and I'm playing it again on stream now. And yeah, I'm going to be playing through all of their other games. They've got a new one they're working on, and I've played Ace Academy, Crystalline, Kaori After Story, how you pronounce her name. She's in Ace Academy, and she's the romantic path you can go down, and that's her. She's got a spin-off game you can have with her. And I've played through those, completed those to my knowledge. I think the only one I haven't completed, I'm pretty sure, is the Ethereal Enigma. I think I completed it, but I got a really short ending. Like at the start of the game, if you say no to something, it's like, boom, end game. It's like, hey, will you do this for me? No. Alright, end game, bye-bye, see you later. So technically I did complete the game, but it was basically a bad ending. And it was like, you can get it within like the initial start of the game. But anyway, hopefully you enjoy part 1. This was recorded on the 12th of the 11th, 2022. So I'll do the next one tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. And I'm going to try to do like 2 visual novel streams a week. And so 2 to 3 streams a week, and 2 streams I'll play the visual novel. I haven't got a fixed schedule. It's if and when I feel like it, because I do this as a hobby. But that's what I'm going to try and aim to do. So I'll try and get the next one out at the end of the week. I'm trying a new editing program because my old one, Hit Film Express, doesn't work anymore, Windows 11. So, yeah, I'm trying a new one out. I did try a free one out, but it was really complicated. And I used, back in the day, like way back in the day when I was at college, I used to use a program called Power Director, which they've now got a subscription for, but you can also like pay for it for like a year, which I'm gonna look to do because I remember liking that. And Adobe is really expensive, so yeah. Hopefully you enjoy part 1 of Ace Academy. Have a good one. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Follow me on subscribe to me on YouTube. Follow me on TikTok. I don't have YouTube. I don't have Twitter or anything. So just YouTube and TikTok mainly. So yeah, see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and enjoy part 1 of Ace Academy. Bye. Main characteristic. Okay. We have athletic. Speed and endurance come naturally to me. I'm always looking for new ways to improve my strengths. I can hold my own in a fight and react quickly in tough situations. Date me. Knowledge is power. I excel in academic studies. I can pick up things quickly. Exams are a breeze even with no studying. Intuitive. Do they look stressed? What's their body language like? What are they really trying to say? I've always had a knack for reading people and their emotions. I think intuitive, because I like to think into things and break things down and try and understand things, right? And being, studied writing and stuff. I think intuitive is probably the most accurate one for me. Intuitive. That's it. Good luck at Ace Academy.
Attention passengers. We will be arriving at our destination shortly. Please ensure you have all your belongings prior to exiting. ...
Question mark, exclamation mark. Something strikes my cheek. I turn away from the window and see a small hand beside me. Nikki. I glance at her sleeping form. She was always a bit of a relentless sleeper. I move her hand back to her side, not as gently as I could have done it. We're almost there. She may as well wake up. She stirs and stretches with a wide yawn, hitting me in the face again. That one she must have done on purpose.
Oh, hey bro. Looks like I dozed off there. Did you sleep well?
Revenge. What is this sleep you speak of? Grumble, grumble. I glance at her out of the corner of my eye, stretched just as wildly, catching her on the cheek.
Hey!
She swats back at me, but I just laugh. Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there.
Rude.
Sun shines in my eyes, catching my attention. The sky is ablaze with deep reds and orange as the sun creeps towards its reflection in the glittering ocean. A soft breeze ripples the trees beyond the coast. The leaves seem to wave goodbye to us as we race past.
Doesn't it look like something out of a fairy tale?
There's a smile on her lips, but her warm eyes search my own. After a moment... Right, that's kind of really nice. There's a smile on her lips, but her warm eyes search my own. After a moment, she looks down and slinks back into her chair.
You know, you happened to. You were already in your first year at CINY, and, well, you didn't have to come too.
Hey, you right, Mum? Yeah, bruh. Oh my god. Yeah. How you getting on, Mum? How's your Saturday going? Yeah. What did you say?
You know,
You have to come
you
to...
didn't have to come too. You were already in your first year at CINY, and, well, you didn't have to come too.
Right, back I go then. That's what big brothers are for, so I take care of you. That's a relief. I'll just wait for this train to turn around and I'll take the first flight back to the States. Her eyes grow wide as she bites her lip, trying to find the worry out of her face. Right. Her eyes grow wide and she bites her lip, trying to keep the worry out of her face. Can't help but laugh. We're starting over here. A new life. There's no way I'd let you do that alone. Relief floods her face as she smiles. More importantly, I heard Japanese college girls are total babes. Nikki's smile stays, but she rolls her eyes.
You're ridiculous.
And you're flat-chested. Sorry, what was that?
Stand clear of the doors.
I don't know how old she is. I probably shouldn't say that. To be fair, if they're going to an academy, right, an institution as high up as this, they must be at least 18, right? Surely, or 16. I don't know where this game is based. If in the UK, yeah, let's not go there. Moving on, swiftly moving on.
That's our stop. Come on.
As we exit the train, I'm bombarded with a cacophony of noise. That's a fucking word right there. A businessman walks briskly past, focusing sternly on his phone, while a nearby mother tries in vain to soothe her screaming child. A group of older women sneak quick glances at us and whisper amongst themselves. Every so often, they burst out into laughter. Nikki eagerly steps off the train and breathes in the cool air.
That's more like it.
She glances back at me and puts her hands on her hips.
Hurry up, Slowpoke.
Struggling with the weight of both of our luggage, I stumble off the train. The suitcases fall ungracefully beside me onto the platform. It's a good thing there's nothing fragile in here. Offering to carry both of our bags no longer seems like such a good idea. Great. Fantastic. Wonderful. I take a moment to stretch my burning limbs. You see Uncle Kato yet?
Not yet. When were we supposed to meet him?
6:30-ish. Looks like he's running a bit late. Probably traffic. After a few minutes of scanning, A familiar face appears out of the crowd.
Uncle Kaito!
His face splits in a wide grin.
Welcome to Japan!
Nikki giggles at Kaito's English.
Hello, my name is Nikki.
Hooray! Oh my god. Do we go for the racist option? Hey, hooray! Jesus Christ. Oh wow. That's a spicy option right there. Spicy option right there. Oh boy. Do we go for that option? I don't know. What the fuck? Yeah, I think we go for the hero. I admit it is a racist option, but it's funny. It's racist because it's funny. It's so stupid, and that's why it's funny. Because you shouldn't speak like that to somebody. That's why it's funny. It's so crazy. Why, hello there! That's such a bad accent. They both stare at me. What?
You can't say that. That's offensive.
You two were just doing the same thing.
You have quite a bit to learn, kiddo.
Nikki crosses her arms and nods in agreement. What did I do wrong? A loud grumble interrupts us.
Sorry.
Uncle Kaito roars with laughter.
Let's get some food in you.
Dot dot dot.
Welcome home.
This place is the opposite of the cozy yet cramped apartment I expected. Instead, I feel like I've just walked into the cover of a home decor magazine.
You guys hungry? Dinner should be here soon.
Sweet. What are we having?
Well, I figured it'd be good to expose you to some true Japanese cuisine.
Which is...
Sushi, of course. 100% bona fide nigiri sushi tomaki sushi.
Interesting name. Damn it, I hate raw fish. I hate fish altogether. Sushi? Kaito winks at me.
Don't worry, kiddo. Not everything is sashimi. Trust me, you'll love it.
I'm still not convinced.
By the way, your things came in a few days ago. I put them in your rooms. Why don't you two go upstairs and start unpacking while I get dinner ready?
Sounds good. Nikki nods and we head upstairs together. Dot dot dot. The hallway upstairs is narrower than the one back home, but Kato's house is not small. Nikki heads into the first room on the right. My room is right beside hers, and Kato's is further down the hall. Even with all the boxes lying around, I'm surprised by how spacious my room is. It might even be larger than my dorm room at CINY. I head over to the wall and sit on the edge of my bed. Thank goodness Kaito had the beds made before we arrived. I don't remember which box holds my linens. Maybe it's this one? I pull the nearest box towards me and rip open the top. Just clothes in here. May as well start putting this away then. I've just emptied the box when Kato's voice echoes from downstairs.
Hey guys, fruit's here!
After dinner.
I'm stuffed.
Nom, nom. I eagerly reach for even more after both Nikki and Kaito have both put down their chopsticks.
Are you sure you don't like sushi?
Wow, he's really wolfing it down.
I finish the last piece and stifle a burp.
So, what did you think?
Sorry, what were you saying? It's okay. Kato sees right through my attempt to play it cool and smiles in triumph. Kato leans back in his chair, resting his hands behind his head.
So, what was CINY like?
The usual. Exams, a messy dorm room, part-time job.
And you still managed to save enough money to buy yourself a bike.
True. I could have bought it sooner if maintaining a gear wasn't such a money sink.
Oh, you're still using your original gear?
Yep.
Is it giving you trouble? You should probably replace it if it needs that many fixes.
Everyone says that. But when I think about all the time I spent with Dad, those memories aside... everyone says that. But when I think about all the time I spent with Dad, I'm not ready to put those memories aside. Especially now that they can never be replaced. Besides, Dad was great at what he did. I know there's still plenty of fight left in that mech. I guess. But Dad and I worked on it together. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into it. And I'm not quite ready to give up on all of that hard work.
It's true. Especially that one time when Butterfingers here dropped the torch. Remember that? There was a lot of blood.
Nikki! You smile sweetly at me.
What? I'm just backing you up, big bro.
Uncle Kato laughs.
I understand. It should be arriving at the academy any day now. All you'll have to do is present the proper ID to claim it. Oh, yeah, that reminds me.
Uncle Kato jumps to his feet and grabs something off a nearby table. He returns with a packet of papers, which he hands to Nikki.
Here are your transfer papers. They're already filled out, and all the docs you need are in there. All you have to do is hand this to the headmaster first thing tomorrow morning.
Okay. Thanks, Uncle.
Here,
He hands each of us a SIM card.
put these SIM cards into your phones. I've already added credit to them to start you off.
Kato looks over at me.
And you took care of your transfer stuff?
I nod.
Great.
I pop the new SIM card into my phone. After a moment of waiting, the phone boots up to an empty contacts list. I quickly exchange numbers with Nikki and Uncle Kato. I can add the rest of my old contacts later.
Don't hesitate to call me if you need anything.
We won't. The conversation lulls into a silence. Hey, Nikki. We should probably unpack a bit before the jet lag takes over.
Good idea.
All right. Don't stay up too late, though. You both have a long day ahead of you tomorrow.
We excuse ourselves from the table and head upstairs. Alright. Time to unpack. I managed to put most of my things away before I'm interrupted.
You done unpacking yet?
Nikki seems tense. Although there's a small smile on her lips, her brows are furrowed with worry. Just about. What about you?
Almost. But hey, what do you think about this whole uniform thing? It's kind of weird, isn't it?
She shifts uncomfortably from one foot to the other. It'll be like one of my Japanese animes. Does it make a difference? It doesn't make a difference. Does it matter? Well, get used to it. Nikki stares at the ground.
I suppose you're right. Oh, I almost forgot. What kind of uniform do you have to wear anyway? I mean, mine's normal, but you're going to Ace Academy?
I shrug. The dress code says something about distinguishing the students in the pilot program from the rest of the student body. The pilots wear teal markings to indicate their program.
that sounds good. You transferred directly into their pilot program, right?
Yeah?
I heard that program's hard to get into, but I never doubted you. I hope they're ready for you because you're going to kick butt.
Thanks, sis. The clock on my nightstand flashes 11 PM. I think it's time I go to bed.
What? Already?
I gently herd her out of my room.
But it's not that late.
Come on. You don't want to be falling asleep in class now, do you? He pouts. And I'm worried she'll continue to argue, but she just mumbles something incoherent and turns towards her room. Good night.
Night.
I return to my mess of boxes and try to organise them into something resembling a neat pile. As I reach for the last box, a picture frame falls to the ground with a loud clatter. My heart tightens in my chest as I snatch it up and inspect it for any fractures. Luckily, it's unharmed. I run my finger over our smiling faces. Me, Nikki, Mum, Dad. We were at the fair and Nikki wanted to ride the roller coaster. I remember Mum and I had just argued over something stupid before the picture was taken. But you'd never be able to tell from this photo. Mum always looked so poised and together. I placed the frame beside my computer, trying to ignore the lump in my throat. I lay on the bed and closed my eyes, but my thoughts refused to quiet. Eventually, my exhaustion takes over and I fall asleep among a tangle of questions and what-ifs running through my mind. What? What? Soft sunlight filters through my window, warming my cheek. The distant melody of birdsong is nearly drowned by the annoying blare of my alarm. I roll away from the window and see 7 AM flash on my clock. It can't be right, can it? Commence operation, 5 more minutes. I smash the snooze button and am rewarded with a blissful silence. 5 more minutes and I'll be ready to face the world. ... That could not have been 5 more minutes. Why do you hate me, clock? I'm almost up. I smashed the snooze button again. Mornings were not meant to be seen. I can afford to stay here a little longer. Right? It won't take me that long to get ready. I'll just sleep another 5 minutes. Maybe 10. ... Something jabs my side.
Hey, wake up! You're going to be late!
Who's that harpy screeching in my ear? Go away.
Do you really want to be late on your first day?
Oh, right. School. I'll be fine. There's still time. But the jabs to my side are persistent. Over and over and over again. Stop it. Stop, Nikki. I pull the blankets down and am greeted by my sister's face inches from my own.
Good morning, princess.
I glare daggers at her, but she deflects them with a smile.
How nice of you to finally join the world of the living. I almost thought you died in there with how long it took me to wake you. Aren't you glad I came in here and woke you?
I guess.
Mm-hmm. Now what would you do without me?
Sleep. She crosses her arms and gives me a stern look.
No more sleeping. You need to eat before we go. I know what you're like when you're hungry, and I wouldn't subject anyone to that kind of torture.
She throws off my blankets and heads for the door.
I'll go fix us some breakfast. Don't you even think about falling back to sleep.
Who? Me? Do you think just who does she think she's talking to? Oh, that was close. I really should get up now. Yawning. Oh no, small crone as I stretch. Practically falling out of bed. Once my legs remember how to work, I begin gathering all of my things. While stumbling around the room, I bump into my chair and my uniform slides to the dusty floor. Great! Let's look like the new homeless student. I shake out my uniform and I'm successful in getting most of the dust off of it. Good enough. Nothing about this uniform feels natural. Nobody my age wears a suit and tie every day. Because that's basically what this is. Plus, the material is pretty stiff. I guess that's the price you pay for looking sharp. After successfully dressing myself, I run my hands through my hair, trying to flatten most of it down, before grabbing my bag and heading downstairs. Sorry, was that? Oh, sorry, so I'll start from here again. After successfully dressing myself, I run my hand through my hair, trying to flatten most of it down, before grabbing my bag and heading downstairs. Nikki frowns when I finally make it to the kitchen. I don't know what she's so annoyed about. I am the one who could have used at least used at least another hour of sleep.
Finally, I thought you'd fallen back asleep.
I grunt in response and sit at the table, yawning widely. Before me is a plate of eggs and toast, and my stomach growls at the promise of food. I dig in with gusto, but grimace at the first bite. This is cold.
That's what happens when you lounge around in bed all morning. Now eat faster, we're going to be late.
Jeez. Someone's crabby in the morning. We finish our meal in silence, with Nikki occasionally shouting hurried glances my way. I wolf down my food and gather my stuff, and then meet Nikki by the door.
How are you going to get to the academy?
My motorcycle, obviously.
Oh, you don't need a permit then? I remember you were worrying about that.
Permit? Oh, I completely forgot. I'll need a parking permit for my bike. But they should have visitor parking which I can use, if I can find a spot. So, what should I do? Should I take the motorcycle anyway and hope for the best? Or should I take the bus today and take my bike once I've gotten my permit? Take the motorcycle. Liv, you gotta just yeet it. You gotta go for it. Risk it for the biscuit. I'm sure it'll be fine if I take my bike. There must be at least some form of parking that doesn't require a permit. Yeah, I'll take my bike.
Oh, right, of course. I forgot how much you cried when it was taken for shipping.
Very funny. Now, I might not offer you a ride.
Even if you did, I'd still have to pass. I need to figure out how to navigate around Isokaze sometime, right?
Really? Being seen on a bike like mine would automatically make you the most popular girl in school. You sure you want to pass up on such a great opportunity?
Please, have you met me? With my winsome smile and ample charm, I won't need your bike to be popular.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree, but okay. Whatever you say. Nikki heads towards the bus stop and waves goodbye.
Good luck on your first day.
You too. After parting with Nikki, I make my way down to the garage. I can't believe I even considered the bus a possibility when my baby is right here for me. My heart pounds in anticipation as the garage door crawls open and bathes my pride and joy in a halo of soft light. The way the sun sparkles off the polished metal nearly brings tears to my eyes. I tenderly caress the bike's smooth curves. Been apart for so long, but now we're finally reunited. I'll never leave you again. I promise. Vaulting from the back of the bike, I drop into its seat with a soft thud. Still as comfy as ever. My hands settle on the handles. As I go through the nuances of preparation, I get the feeling I'm forgetting something important. Something that will protect my brain from becoming pavement pizza. Helmets are for wimps. You're goddamn fucking right. Yeah, right. Like I'll be caught wearing one of those lame things. I turn the key in the ignition. The roar of the motor sends a shiver down my spine. Perfect. I rev the bike several times, enjoying the sound, before driving into the street. This is the life. Nothing beats the thrill of the open road. The number of bugs I choke on ruins the effect just a tad. But this is the life I chose. No regret. Traffic is in my favour and I make good progress. The stoplight ahead of me is green. Perfect. Hopefully it stays that way long enough for me to pass. Stay green. Stay green. Stay green, stay green, stay green, stay green, stay... No! Yellow. I'm actually not that far away. It'd be a close call. But I'm pretty sure I could still make it. I tighten my grip on the handles and then... Done it. I can make it. I slam on the gas, which roars with renewed strength. I'm almost free. Just a little more and... Whoa! I see a flash of red hair out of the corner of my eye. Swerving to the side, I narrowly avoid a student. That was a close one. She topples backwards onto the ground and her belongings scatter across a good portion of the crossing. She blinks up at me in a daze. But that is quickly replaced with the scariest looking face I've ever seen. Uh-oh. It's my fault. I should help her. Watch it. No, matter. No, it's my fault. It is my fault. I mean, if I'm going to be a cunt, I'll at least accept responsibility for being one. Are you okay? Here. Take my hand. I extend my hand towards her, but she swats it away.
Don't touch me!
Takes several deep breaths, then heaves herself unsteadily to her feet. Once she finds her footing, she dusts off her uniform. Suddenly, she whirls on me.
Are you blind? You could have killed me!
I'm really...
What were you thinking? I swear, these days, any idiot can get a license.
She gestures to her books strewn across the road.
Look! Look at what you've done!
It's not a pretty sight. She runs her hands through her hair in growing frustration. Whenever I try to apologise, she interrupts me with another verbal beating. She's a fiery one, that's for sure. I apologise and offer to help gather her things. Help her quickly so I don't lose too much time. Whatever, I'm out. Nah, I did almost kill her, and even if I'm a cunt, I'm not going to let someone else pay for me being a cunt. Like, I'm going to be an arsehole, but I'm a considerate arsehole. Yeah, I'll apologise, even though she's got a right to be angry. If someone did that to me, I'd be pissed. I don't deserve this barrage of insults, but I can understand her anger and frustration. I admit I'm in the wrong, so I'll bite my tongue and take the abuse. She takes a breath and stoops to pick up her things. It'll take forever for her to gather all of this stuff by herself. I wheel my bike to the side of the road and try to help her, but whenever I pick up something, she snatches it out of my hands. I need to get her attention so I can make things right. I pick up a book, and before she can snatch it back, I offer it to her.
Huh? What?
Her gaze flicks back and forth from me to the book, her eyes narrowing the longer she does so.
Why are you still here? Haven't you caused enough trouble?
She steals the book out of my hands. Look, I'm really sorry. She folds her arms, the fire easing in her eyes. So, can I help you? She shrugs and drops the book I returned back into her bag.
Whatever. Do what you want.
I think that's her way of saying yes. I jump right into gathering her fallen items. It's not long before we're done. She checks her bag.
That looks like everything.
An uncomfortable silence falls between us. She gazes down at her feet for a moment. The previous hostility is gone. I mean, she looks annoyed, but not in the I'm about to bludgeon you to death with my books and dump your body in the sewer kind of way.
Thanks. I guess. Even if this was all your fault to begin with.
I rub the back of my head with a sheepish grin. No problem. And again, I'm really sorry for all of this.
Whatever. I'm going to be late if I stand around chatting to an idiot like you all day. Bye.
She shoulders past me and marches away at a brisk pace. I soon lose her as she turns the corner. Well, that was something. I head back to my bike, confident that I did the right thing. Alright. What was the rip my life? What's the rip your life? What happened? $60 minutes on the... I kind of pre-ordered... Oh, sorry, that's what you meant. Sorry, I didn't see that comment above. Yeah, I just saw it. I kind of pre-ordered new Pokemon. Well, I've still got to get Pokemon. I've still got to get that. Ironically, my uncle was actually going to get Pokemon for my new one is online co-op, bro. Yeah, I reckon I was going to get the new one. My uncle was going to get me the new one as a Christmas present, but miscommunication, because we was talking about it obviously leading up to it. We both got we got Shine Diamond, Pearl, whatever, the remakes. I got one, he got the other, and playing those, talking about the new Pokemon. I forgot you got a Switch again, yeah. And we was talking about the new Pokemon game, but miscommunication, I guess. I don't know. I guess miscommunication / lack of communication on it. Well, we talked about it, but we didn't talk about it enough, and I think he assumed that I'd pre-ordered it already or got it already, or he just wasn't sure. And I was like, yeah, no, I haven't. He asked me the other day, and I was like, no, I haven't got it yet because I don't have the money this month. Like I had to, obviously, like I paid out for, I sort out my bills and stuff, and I have to give my mum a bit of money each month, and then I had to give my uncle 50 because I'm buying his old monitor and his PC off of him because he's saving up towards a game laptop, which is going to be his temporary main PC until he gets his proper PC. Because his proper PC he wants to get is going to cost like a couple grand. And so he's going to get a really good gaming laptop to tide him over until he can get his proper full-on desktop rig. And so I'm buying his old monitor and his PC off him. And his old monitor is like a 2K FreeSync monitor. So it's a really good monitor. But he wants to get an even better one for like 4K gaming. New one is online. I forgot you got a Switch again. I need to find my Switch and all the bits. Yeah, I'm looking to save money for a new PC now. I'm working part-time. Yeah, same as I've done then. Yeah. He's going to get a gaming laptop. Just, it's a temporary thing. But he's not going to get it all at once. He's going to get a gaming laptop on like a pay-in, so-and-so plan. And whilst he's paying that off month to month, he's going to put money aside towards his full-on he wants to get a 4K gaming rig. So I'm getting his old PC off of him, which is still good, but his old PC is like the low end of the high end for 2K gaming. Like he's got a good PC for like 2K gaming. So it's like the low end of the high end, and so it's still a good PC, but it's not what he wants. Been really happy with mine. Yeah, I want a 4K, but I only want to play at 40p. Yeah, he really wants to like go. He really wants to like He wants a rig where he can game at 4K, like without any compromise. Like he wants to my uncle is type. He's not like me. I'll fine tune every fucking nook and cranny. I'll dial down. I'll dial down every. You know me. You know me. I dial down every fucking setting and fine tune the fuck out of it to get the pristine fucking FPS I can, whilst with the best visuals. But I'll mix and min max the settings to the best of my ability based on my hardware. My uncle isn't like that. He just wants to fucking run the game, crank it to max, and play. So, that's the rig he wants. Which I can understand, but, it's going to cost a lot of money for a system like that. I'm happy with, I don't mind compromising. My uncle wants a no compromise machine, whereas I'm happy to compromise. Not sure if you look into it, but I got into 7 Days recently. Been playing modded with PZ Pirate. I ain't seen PZ Pirate in years. I think I remember him last time. I think maybe he played Minecraft at one point. I ain't spoken or seen any sight of him in years. He just got a PC and randomly messaged me. Yeah, Jesus, I feel like I vaguely know of him. But I ain't spoken to him in a while. Yeah, something back on Mixer. Yeah. I haven't played 7 Days. Actually, I don't think I own it. But I guess I could always get it on sale. It is Black Friday after all. I'll have to look into it. I wouldn't be against 7 Days. It's if I'm playing it with people. I think it's the type of game where I wouldn't play it on my own just because of you've got to obviously you got to prepare, and it's like tower defense. Well, not tower defense, but it's that type of game where you got to build a base and you muster a defense and that sort of thing. I think it's the type of game where I'd probably play it with people, but not on my own. I don't think I'd enjoy it on my own. I don't think it's the type of game. I'm a simple person. I think it's the type of game where, if you can coordinate with people, it's enjoyable. But if you're I don't think I'd solo that type of game. But I'll look into it. I'll look into it. If not this, I probably might be able to get it this month, maybe. I'm out. How long have I got? 10 minutes. Alright, let's continue. After a fairly short trip, I arrive at the academy and search for a parking spot. Every spot in this vast parking lot is taken by some form of vehicle. Apparently everyone else drove in today too. Seriously, it seems like there's a vehicle here for every student. I'm just about ready to give up when I see it. A single free spot. A wave of giddy emotion threatens to burst out of me. I can practically see a holy ray of light shining down on it, accompanied by an angelic choir. I wheel my bike closer, then freeze. At the front of the space, stacked into the ground, is a sign that states, reserved parking for pass holders only. Of course, just my luck. With a groan, I start putting my bike back. Guess I'd better... Wait. Hold on. I glance around the parking lot again. It's completely devoid of life. Which means... there are no witnesses. Yeah. Go for it. Let's do it. Yeet it. Yeet it and delete it. If no one sees me take this spot, then doesn't that mean I've done no wrong? Dragging away from any lingering doubt, I wheel the bike into the space. See? Nothing bad happened. Now, time to head to class. Turn around just in time to see another bike pull up beside me. Judging by the dishevelled uniform, the guy is also a student. But the fierce scowl on his face convinces me he is not looking to make friends.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Get that eyesore out of my spot, now!
With bared teeth, he points behind me with his thumb. Great. Out of all the people who could have owned this spot, it had to be someone like him.
Didn't you hear me? Move!
He jumps off his bike and marches towards me. I saw, look, he's talking. Please. And what exactly do you call that bucket of bolts over there? His bike is hardly fit for the road. It's an ancient, rusted death trap of a machine, which looks like it had been handed down from generation to generation, until it finally became his.
What did you just...
His face turns red. Huh, looks like I touched a nerve. You heard me. It looks like that scrap is barely held together with duct tape. Practically shaking with anger, he positions himself so that his bike is obscured. Maybe for fear of me actually spotting duct tape on it. He cracks his knuckles. A pathetic attempt at intimidation.
You think you're hot shit? Well, you won't look so hot once I'm done with you.
He beckons for me to come forward, then raises his fists. I tighten my own fists in response.
Or are you too scared?
I laugh. Scared? Of a worm like him? In one smooth motion, I hop off my bike and saunter towards him. The tension between us is palpable. I tighten my fists, fueling the fire in his eyes. He shifts into a fighting stance. His hands are up to protect his face. He's definitely no stranger to violence. I better not underestimate him. I match his stance, and then... a burly guard restrains the other guy.
This is a parking lot, not a boxing ring.
The other guy continues to struggle in vain. Once he realises he can't escape, he calms down and the guard lets him go.
Do either of you even belong here? Where are your passes?
Here.
The guard inspects his pass and nods, then looks expectantly at me.
Well,
I don't have a pass.
then get out of here.
With my stomach twinging in pain, I begin to wheel out my bike. Behind me, I can hear the guard yelling.
What are you smirking about? Park your vehicle and get out of here.
Suddenly, I don't feel so bad. After what seems like an eternity, I finally find an empty, unmarked spot. I pull in, hop off my bike, and glance back the way I came. I love 7 days. Check shit cord. BRB. No worries. I'll wait till you're back and check shit cord. My heart sinks at how there's a battle yet. No, it's 4 more minutes. Okay, cool. My heart sinks at how small the grand buildings on campus look. It's just not going to be a fun walk back. With no other option, I begin my long trek back to campus and make it back just in time to find my class. I pull up the map of the campus on my phone. Luckily, the routes are easy to follow, and I'm soon standing before the auditorium. Thank God for technology. I take a deep breath, steeling my nerves, and firmly push open the doors to the auditorium. A quick scan of the room, select a seat near the back. I can tell this is a first year introductory class, based on how spread out the students are and how quiet the room is. I hate that I have to take intro classes again. Some of my electives, I hate that I have to take it. I hate that I have to take intro classes again. Some of my electives from CINY did not encompass the full scope of course material, whatever that means. A hush blankets the auditorium as a man strides to the front of the room.
Good morning. This is Piloting 101. Is everyone where you are supposed to be?
The professor waits patiently as a handful of students shuffle towards the nearest exit. I yawn and watch them leave with disinterest. He drags a web page from his tablet onto the screen behind him.
This is the class web link. Consider this portal as your lifeline for the course. You will find all your assignments and readings here, as well as your current grade in the course. You can find my contact information in the tab marked Contact. My office hours are listed, so please do not hesitate to stop by. Even I get lonely at times, and I appreciate visitors.
That comment got a couple of weak chuckles from the room. Most students don't pay attention to these introductions, but there's nothing a professor dislikes more than a student who asks a question he's already answered.
Now that we've gotten all the boring stuff out the way, I'm sure you're all eager to learn more about the qualifier exams on Friday.
The class visibly perks up.
The qualifier exam will not only register you as an active pilot, but will also provide you with your team ranking. I'm sure you've already picked out your teams by now, but I'd still like to remind you all that each team must have a minimum of 4 people in order to qualify.
A hand shoots up from the middle of the room.
Yes?
Are you sure exams are this Friday? That only gives us 2 days to find a team.
Soft snickers fill the room. The student visibly shrinks from all of the eyes now focused on him.
The majority of students who began their first year here at Ace Academy are aware of the timeline for the qualifier exams and use their summers to form a team and prepare. In the past, we had extended the preparation time before the exam, but found that the majority of students did not need nor want the extra days, so we adjusted our schedules accordingly.
But what about those of us who didn't know about the qualifier ahead of time? What do we do?
I suggest you get to work finding yourself a team. Any other questions?
The student scolds but shakes his head.
Good. The qualifier exam will pit your team's starting 4 against 4 AI gears. You will then be assigned a ranking based upon your overall performance relative to the other teams. Don't worry if you can't defeat all the AI gears. They are programmed to be extremely difficult to beat. Please ensure your gear is in pristine condition for battle. All exams are demonstrated live instead of in a simulator to most accurately gauge ability. Any questions?
Welcome back, Mom. No, I checked shit code now. I don't have it open. Actually, can I not just do this? Yeah, I can just do that. I don't know why I don't do that. I guess 'cause I'm used to... I guess I'm streaming, but also because I guess the Windows button isn't always active for me because I forgot gaming mode on by accident. Who's this? Ah, I imagine this is the game. Yeah, I thought it was match 4. I'd wait till you're back. Oh, the battle's ready. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I've got to go with my uncle's later on after I've walked the dog, so I'll install it whilst I'm heading over there. Where is it? Games, advert product and Steam. I agree. Finish. Install under SSD. 1 hour, 29 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's a long time. Next. I agree. Oh. Download that first. I appreciate that, Mon. I'll set it to install now, so it's there, and then I'll start installing it after I'm done here. Where is it? 7 days to die, and then I'll add that to my general games list. Do need to play Gotham Knights together, although I'm kind of pissed after the last session I had on Gotham Knights. I won't go into detail because I'm streaming right now, but the two ladies didn't read part of it. Is that like the game lagged like back crazy. Like I've got my settings dialed in, so it's 60 FPS for the most part, and then it gets to like maybe 40 or 50 if I'm like in the vehicle and if I'm like on the bike or like traversing, or like if I'm flying like through the air, like soaring through the air. So it's playable like when I'm on the vehicle and stuff, and then when I'm like on a mission, or doing like one of the missions and stuff, it's 60 FPS for the most part. But at one point when I was doing like an open world mission, it dropped to like 1 frames or 12 frames a second. And like I had to spam the button to like make any input happen. It was I don't know what happened. It just went dog shit out of nowhere. So I'm hoping that they'll release an update that fixes that, because I don't know what happened there. And I've really fine-tuned the settings. Like, I've really gone into it and fine-tuned it. And none of my settings are bottlenecked either. It's really frustrating that that happened. Like, because none of my resources are bottlenecked. Like, I don't get... RAM isn't being used to max. VRAM isn't being used to max. My CPU isn't being pushed to max. Like, nothing is being pushed to the max. And yet it does that. It's a pain in the ass. Right. Stream rated. Cool. His answer was silence.
Let's get started then. Please check the web link for your assignment and have them complete for the next class. Welcome to Ace Academy. I hope you all have a great rest of the day.
A thunder of chairs scrape along the floor as students file out of the class. Those who remain chat animatedly in small groups. Yawning, I wait for the crowd in front of the door to thin before making my way out of the room. Once I'm by the door, a snippet of a nearby conversation catches my attention.
Hey, did you see what they brought into the hangar today?
Yeah, that ancient-looking thing? I'll be amazed if it still works. Where the hell do you even find something like that? I bet they fished it out of the ocean.
The students laugh loudly. I have a sneaking feeling I know what they're talking about. As I hurry out of the classroom, I check my phone and I'm excited to see an email notification. I eagerly read through the email. It's just a note letting me know my gear has been registered and I now have access to the hangar. Well, that certainly makes things easy for me. CINY, I spent days going through the registration process. We had to submit all the paperwork ourselves. And of course, nobody in the administration office was ever helpful. Satisfied, I put away my phone and make my way to the hangar. I bring up the map on my phone and touch the hangar, which lights up. Soon, pulsating lights stop the path from my current location to the hangar. It's a bit of a trek from the heart of the campus, but I make good time. I scan my ID and walk in. I follow a long hallway, which leads into the ground space filled with towering gears. Every one of them is sleek, fine, and updated with the latest model of accessories and weapons. They weren't kidding when they said Japan was the leader in mecha technology. I walked past several rows of gear until I'm reunited with Eagle. A crowd of students surround it. They speak in hushed tones, but break into snickers when they notice me. I push my way towards them, but they disperse before I even reach them. Most are trying to hide their laughter and failing miserably. I give my gear a detailed inspection to make sure it didn't suffer any dings or damages during transit. So far, so good. My gear may be a bit bulkier than others, but it's in great working condition, which is ultimately what matters. The colours are still bright too. I wonder if they polished it for me or if it always looked this good.
The other guys might laugh at your gear, but I sense that it's different. Spirit. Something that makes it stand out amongst the others. Yes, I can feel this one is truly special indeed.
You also play the guitar, my man. I get that feeling too. But like you're special. I hadn't noticed the student beside me. His arms are folded and he's nodding with closed eyes as if he's saying something truly deep and meaningful. He seems harmless enough. Sort of. I may as well see what he wants. I might even be able to ask some questions of my own afterwards. Hey, can I help you there? Do you need something?
Oh, right.
He seems almost surprised. As if he'd forgotten why he came. He fidgets so much I wonder if he's nervous.
The name's Sho Shinjiro. Pleased to meet you.
He thrusts his hand out in greeting, grinning from ear to ear. I cautiously shake his hand. Hi. I am wholly shocked.
You're a second-year pilot too, right?
Yeah. How did you...
Not that many students transfer during second year, you know? You're the talk of the pilot's lounge. A mysterious, foreign transfer student.
That would explain the interest around my gear. I guess I didn't quite live up to their expectations. I'm not sure what they were expecting, though.
And I deduced that you are this transfer student.
I wonder what gave me away. Couldn't possibly have been my magnificent golden locks.
I've gotta say, I thought you'd be taller.
Starts comparing our heights with his hand, and is a bit disappointed to find out we're about the same height. Again, just what was he expecting? We don't all look like Leonardo DiCaprio. I think his perception of America is a bit skewed.
Anyway, you're new here, which means you're not part of the team yet, right?
Right, that's been on my mind since class ended. I nod, almost certain I know what he's about to say next.
Well, it just so happens that my team is lacking that oh-so-vital fourth member we need to be able to compete.
He looks at me hopefully, then leans in close. A little too close. Personal space, man.
You see where I'm going with this, don't you? Basically what I'm saying is, you should join my team because we're awesome.
As fun as that sounds, I'd like to check out the other teams before committing to any of them. For a second, he almost looks heartbroken, but that is quickly replaced by his usual goofy grin.
That's cool. I understand. No big deal.
I'm glad he's taken it so well. I was worried he wouldn't leave me alone until I joined him.
Most of the other pilots generally hang out in the pilot's lounge. If anyone's looking for more team members, you'll find them there.
Thanks. I'll see you around.
For sure. Good luck, Broseph. Just remember, we're always here if you change your mind.
We wave goodbye before heading our separate ways. So, my best bet for now is to head to the pilot's lounge. I pull up the campus map again. A small red light pulsates when I try to locate the pilot's lounge. I'm about to head towards the exit when I spot a group of pilots heading in the opposite direction. Maybe they need another team member. They're already a good distance in front of me, so I hustle to keep up and follow them through a winding tunnel. Pretty sure this is how people get murdered. Eventually, the group disappears through a door, which leads to the pilot's lounge. Good to know. I grab the handle and push my way inside. Groups of students fill the lounge, all of them wearing similar striped teal uniforms. I take a few steps, then pause, trying to decide how to handle the situation. Smooth operator. Probably target groups of 3. I'll just be honest about the situation. I'll save it here too, just because I'm going to be ending it soon. There has to be at least 1 or 2 teams looking for a new member. I set my sights on a small group of people closest to me, who are speaking animatedly amongst themselves. They seem friendly enough. Hey, how's it going? They all turn and look at me. A girl closest to me gives me a once-over.
Hi. Can we help you with something?
The guy beside her speaks up before I can answer.
Hey, you're new, right? I saw you were on campus today. You certainly stick out.
He glances at my blonde hair. I guess I do look a little different.
Did you just transfer here?
Yeah. From CINY in the States.
Bit late in the year to transfer, isn't it?
Is it? The year just started, but they all nod, agreeing with one another.
Yeah, teams usually get picked in the summer before classes begin. Who are you teamed up with?
Yeah, that's sort of my problem. I was hoping that someone in the lounge could help me out. You wouldn't happen to need another pilot, would you? Second student shakes his head.
No, we're all filled up. At least in pilot positions.
Just my luck. Any chance you know of anyone looking? The group exchanges glances before the first student speaks again.
Shinjiro and Itami were looking for another pilot, weren't they?
Oh yeah. If I were you, I'd talk to them. Last I heard, their team wasn't full. You'll probably learn a lot from them too. They were both top pilots in their first year.
Shinjiro? Is that the guy who approached me before? Didn't get the impression that he was a top pilot. Maybe there's more to the guy than I thought. Well, thanks. I appreciate the help. I smile and turn away from the group. Guess I'm back where I started. Should I see if Sho will take me, or just head home and try again tomorrow? With no other options, I look around the lounge for Sho. He had mentioned that his team needed another member. Hopefully that's still the case. I see him standing with 2 girls at the opposite end of the room. One girl with bright red hair stands to the side and talks quickly on her phone. The other girl with dark hair shuffles her feet while Sho chats animatedly to her. Hey, Sho. He turns towards me as I approach.
Hey, Brosif, what's up?
I was just wondering if your offer was still open.
To join? Hell yeah! No luck finding another team?
Nope. You were right about it being tough.
Cool. Well, here's the rest of the team.
He gestures towards the dark-haired girl, who stares at her feet, while the redhead continues chatting on her phone. Joe motions towards the dark-haired girl.
This is Mayu. She's the coolest person on this team. But, don't tell Kaori I said that.
He glances at the redhead, who isn't paying the slightest bit of attention to us. Mayu blushes deeply.
That's not true.
It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you, Mayu. I'm Holy. I smile at her and hold out my hand. She wrinkles her brow in confusion, then gingerly shakes my hand and continues to shake it.
Sorry.
She immediately drops my hand and returns her gaze to the floor. Joe turns towards the redhead.
Hey, quit being rude.
Her gaze shifts to him and his smile falters.
I mean, will you be done soon? I'd like you to meet someone.
She frowns
I need to call you back.
and snaps her phone shut.
So, this is Kaori.
Something about that skull seems familiar. Especially that hair. Oh god, here we go. Oh no.
You.
What are the odds that we'd run into each other again? What are you doing here? She crosses her arms.
This is my team.
Well, actually, this is our...
Joe flinches from Kaori's piercing glare.
Your team, right. Carry on.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't expect to see you again. He pauses, then shrugs.
Me neither.
Joe's eyes widen in surprise. Then he breaks into his usual grin and slaps me a little too forcefully on the back.
Kaori's actually being civil towards you? Why didn't you tell me that you two were friends?
We aren't. He ran into me this morning. Literally.
Joe raises an eyebrow at me.
And you're still alive?
Huh?
What is that supposed to mean?
Steps towards Sho, who immediately jumps back.
Nothing. Anyway, since you two aren't friends, this is Kaori.
I'm Holy. Nice to meet you. Kaori nods.
So...
She shrugs.
It's not like we have much choice anyway.
Sweet. You're on the team, bro.
Thanks. I think.
So you're probably wondering why we need another member.
Actually, I hadn't. But now that he mentioned it, yeah, kind of.
Basically, Kaori and I were part of this super awesome team, but then they stopped being awesome, so we left.
Wow, Sho. For once you didn't ramble.
He feigns offense.
You wound me. All my stories are brief. Remember when I told you about my one birthday where everyone showed up wearing the same clothes as me?
He turns to me.
Actually, it's a pretty good story. So basically, I grew up in this kind of... Mayu knows where I'm talking about.
Don't encourage him.
Mayu smiles faintly.
Anyway, the point is, we used to be on a team, but left because the team was turning into something we didn't agree with.
Except Mayu. She's a first year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she got a whole bunch of invites to other teams, but decided to join us. We're pretty lucky to have her.
How come you chose this team? Mayu shifts uncomfortably under my gaze.
I trust Sho.
I wait for her to say more, but she doesn't. Kaori tapped her foot impatiently.
So, now that you know all that, are you in?
They're all a little strange in their own way, but I think I can learn to get along with them. Even Kaori. Yeah, I'm in.
Great!
Kaori checks her phone.
I've spent too much time talking to you and I need to get home.
With a short wave, he heads out.
We should get going too.
Mayu nods. Mayu nods, sorry. Yeah, me too.
We'll see you tomorrow?
Yeah, see ya. We wave goodbye and go our separate ways. Time to make the trek all the way to the far end of the lot. I wonder why they make visitors parks so far away. Wouldn't that discourage rather than encourage people to visit? No, I think that's probably more that if they put them so far away, you'll be encouraged to get a pass. Well, I think it's for two reasons. One, to discourage people from just to encourage people to buy a permit. So, you know, they'll have a reason to reserve a space so they get more money from people. And secondly, to deter people from using these spaces. Right? If the visitors park is so far away, then it gives I don't know. I think it's the first reason. It's to encourage people to get to buy a permit, because otherwise people will just use the free spots. So, you know, people will incentivize people to rush for the free spots as soon as possible, and because people fight over the free spots, it will then incentivize people to buy a pass. One, because all the other parking spot, all the other free ones aren't at the academy are so far away, and two, because of that, people fight so much over the ones that are close. So it encourages people to, you know, buy a pass. I imagine that's why. I don't think I think it's a psychological manipulation more than anything else. Pardon me. Although I grumble the entire way to my bike, I eventually find it in the same spot I had parked it. I hop on my bike. I can't wait to feel the wind on my face. Kicking my bike into gear, I make my way home. Soon as I open the front door, I hear a clanging in the kitchen. Nikki must be home. Just as I predicted, she's stirring a pot, surrounded by a mess of appliances. Hey, Nikki. She glances up in surprise.
Hey, you're home early.
Am I? Right around dinner time. What are you making?
Guess.
Try to peek into the pot, but she hides it from me.
No cheating.
Oh, you know what my answer is already. My nose knows. I want my baby back, babe. Yeah. That's got to be the one, I think. Barbecue sauce.
Are you kidding me right now?
Pizza.
No, you don't cook pizza in a pot.
Okonomiyaki.
Again, not something you cook in a pot.
Suckling pig.
What?
Odin.
No.
Shadro.
How do you even know what Shadro is?
Fugu. He just looks at me.
Seriously?
So, that's a no.
How exactly did you get into the most prestigious pilot program in the country?
I grin at her. And she grins back. I'm just glad you're the one cooking and not me. Everything you make is delicious. You really have a talent for cooking, you know?
Oh, shut up.
Tries to hold back her smile, but fails. Did you go shopping after school today? Didn't know Uncle Cato kept all these ingredients at home.
Yeah, I did. Sushi yesterday was so good, but I wanted something more hearty today, you know?
For Nikki, hearty foods are comfort foods. Does that mean you had a bad day at school? He blinks in surprise, then laughs.
Of course not. It was great. I met a lot of people at the club fair they held after school. There are so many cool clubs. Did you know they have a kendo club? You definitely wouldn't find that back home. I think I'm gonna try out for their dance team though. Maybe run for student government.
Wow. Sounds like you've had a pretty productive day. He quickly checks the pasta and nods.
Definitely. I'm a little disappointed they don't have a cooking club, but that's okay. They offer a cooking class, which I'm taking. Soon, I will be an expert in Japanese cuisine.
Maybe you should start a cooking club.
Oh, maybe.
I begin to set the table for 3, when Nikki shakes her head.
Didn't you see Uncle Kaito's text? He'll be home late tonight.
I haven't been checking my phone. Soon the table is set, and both Nikki and I have a full portion of pasta in front of us.
How was your first day?
My day was kind of weird. It started out horribly. I almost ran over this girl on my way to school, but being the gentleman that I am, Nikki snorts and I pointedly ignore her. I stopped to help her. I'm lucky I did that too, because when I was looking for a team to join, the only one looking for members was hers.
So she let you join?
Yeah,
Lucky you.
that's what I said.
So it sounds like finding a team today was super important.
Oh, yeah, the qualifiers on Friday.
But that's in 2 days.
I know. Everyone else knew this in advance and formed teams over the summer.
Well, that's not really fair.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Sounds like you've had quite the day.
Better than me. The conversation continues and eventually lulls to a natural close. Soon, both of our plates are polished clean. So full.
Who told you to be such a pig?
I help her with the cleanup. I think I'm going to relax for a bit and then head to bed early tonight.
Yeah, me too. Good night.
Good night. We part ways and I head into my room. It's too early to go to bed, so I'll start the process for getting a parking pass. Who knows how long it'll take before they mail me one, and I'd like to get it sooner rather than later. I'll log into my web link and find the documents to request a permit. It takes longer than I expected to fill out all of the paperwork, and it leaves me exhausted. Crawling into bed, I close my eyes and soon fall asleep. Sun shines through my curtains and across my face. I keep my eyes shut and turn over in my bed, trying to force myself back asleep. But the more I try to return to sleep, the more awake I become. What time is it? My clock flashes 6:30. Still have another half an hour before my alarm goes. My clock flashes 6:30. Still have another half an hour before my alarm goes off. I should get back to sleep. Held deeper into my blankets but soon get bored. The only time I ever naturally wake up this early is when I have jet lag. I'm not sure if this is a blessing or a curse. I guess I may as well get ready. Alright,